Somewhere along the journey in your ventures into 3D printing, you might run across a feature in Marlin known as Linear Advanced. Now, long story short, Linear Advanced attempts to simply calculate the pressure requirements that are inside of the nozzle to do things like reduce artifacting and make corners a bit more sharp. But how does one do this, and is it really even necessary, or really does it make a difference at all? Well, in order to do it, you'll have to go through Marlin's K-value factor tool that helps you dial in your K-values. Now, Teaching Tech on YouTube did a fantastic video on how to go about this. I seriously recommend watching his videos if you're looking for a tutorial on how to do it. What I'm here to do is to show you that this feature does in fact work on 2208 drivers. So the TMC 2208 stepper drivers can in fact do this. However, it is very important you have a board that implements 2208s properly. I'm using the TH3D EZBOARD Lite version 1.2, and you can hear the Linear Advanced doing its thing, because when you're using Linear Advanced, you have to turn off the silent features, or the features that make the extruder silent like the rest of the stepper drivers. And that's why you hear the extruder going like crazy. So instead of simply making a line and then retracting it when you make a move that it needs to start somewhere else, it is trying to constantly adjust to get the correct pressure in the nozzle. And to do that, it is constantly adjusting the stepper for the extruder. So this thing will never get a break during the entire printing process. Now, in theory, when you are printing with Linear Advanced, you shouldn't have to do any retractions whatsoever, because instead of having a retraction to reduce the pressure in the nozzle so that little bits of plastic ooze don't come out of the nozzle, if there's no pressure in the nozzle, then in theory anyway, plastic won't come out of the nozzle, making for cleaner prints. However, in practice, that just never really appears to be the case. You still will have to figure out retractions, but I dare say that Linear Advanced is very useful because it does in fact reduce printing artifacts, and it does in fact help make corners a little more sharp. But I just wanted to show you guys that it does in fact work, and you can see that extruder doing its thing with Linear Advance. So if we look at right here, you'll see I still have some retractions, but just going through the print in various areas as it's printing, you're going to see the filament go back and forth. And the reason it goes backwards is to try and reduce pressure in the nozzle, and then going forward is adding pressure in the nozzle. This requires a lot of calculation, and there are certain features that you won't have access to currently while using Linear Advanced. Stuff like S-curve acceleration, for instance. You just have to turn off, and you have to go back to square acceleration, square wave acceleration. Now, that being said, it's a very much worthwhile trade-off. So what is really the point of this video beyond showing that you can do it on 2208s without any problem? And yes, without any problem. I've been doing this for a few weeks now, or about a week and a half worth of printing with it, and I haven't experienced any problems with the stepper drivers or the stepper motor overheating. Granted, my stepper motor does have heat sinks on it, but it's had heat sinks on it for a long time. That's honestly there for when I'm printing in an enclosure, but I think it's very much worth the pain to go through if you know what you're doing And if you don't know what you're doing, there is a bit of a learning curve. But it's really cool. Still, definitely give it a shot if you're looking for a way to consume your entire weekend.